Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun little game with my pink train. Where was I with this game? Oh yes, I was doing the Oceania quest. I'm getting close to the end of the Oceania quest, I believe. And I was trying to chase down Monica, the world's greatest thief, who I believe is in Lisbon. She stole Blackwell from me, or rescued him from my train, or helped him break out from my train. And now I'm trying to track her down. I'm not entirely sure why. Probably just to get information to find out who was behind it, even though I know who was behind it. It was a woman named Gretchen, who is one of my rivals in Europe for train travel. I was last in Australia. I took a boat to Africa West, and I'm now heading towards Lisbon. I've got very little cargo on my train, just a little bit I picked up along the way from... where's it from? Oh yes, I picked it up in Africa West when I got off the boat and headed north towards Lisbon. My depot, which has got less than 3,000 in it, which makes a rare change for me. Although, admittedly, I am going to have to restock on a load of materials that are used in factories. And I'm currently working on the grape car, the cube car, or the happy cube car, and the oat dumper car, trying to get them all up to level 3, or their max level, so that I can then replace them with new and different cars. Well, I say new, certainly different cars. The front 3 cars of my train always tend to be cars which require levelling up. Mainly because they're normally the only visible parts on my train. I've arrived at Lisbon. Valerie! Monica! We've got a few questions for you. Oh, we found her pretty fast. Monica, I'd advise you to keep walking. Where is Blackwell? I don't know what you're talking about. Drop the act. You know we know that you stole the blueprints for his cage. I had trouble with that sentence. Monica, Blackwell is working on teleportation technology. You can tell that to Nika yourselves, and I'll be on my way. Can you tell us where Mr. Blackwell is? You'll have to find the winner of the great train race if you want to find out. Juan? Why would Juan have anything to do with Blackwell? None of this makes any sense. I suppose I should contact Juan so we can find out what's going on. Okay. None of that made any sense to me either. Oh, now I've got to go to Beijing. There is no quick and wonderful way of getting to Beijing. Although I am getting towards the end of this quest because I'm now 84% of the way through it. I could very easily turn around and get a boat back to Africa. Right, stop from Africa. Let me zoom out. From the Africa West port. Take a boat ride over there, go through Japan and on to Beijing. What the heck? I've got the time. Let's do that. I was thinking I'd go on a little side trip through Europe and pick up a few bits and pieces along the way, but there isn't enough in Europe that I really need to pick up. Some casino chips and some candles. That's about, and some tea. That's about the only thing that Europe's got to offer me. And I wouldn't have got the tea because that's in Europe West, which is France and above. And I'd have gone through the south, which would have meant casino chips, then through Europe East to get some candles, and then into Russia, where I could have picked up some coal and aluminium, I suppose. But it's a long way round to do that. Whereas I can just take a boat once I get back into Africa because it's only 3 or 4 stations away. Get off at Japan. Admittedly, can take me a little while to get through Japan, but Japan has a load of resources which I find somewhat useful. There's about 4 or 5 resources that it's got on its way through Japan, which I can still use. Lotus flower, daikon, silk, wooden windows, and there's at least one other. I think, oh, I'll take the steel out of the market because I have a relative shortage of that. That's the only thing I need from that one. I might as well clear out the jobs I've done, because I've got to just over 3 million in cash. So I'd kind of like to keep growing my cash, if at all possible, by taking on as many jobs as possible and completing them. That job. Oh, I need one more for after this. Alright, that job. I do need the peanuts. There, for somewhere in Indonesia, I have a requirement for peanuts. Then it's Casablanca, and then it's onto the port. Then I will appear in Japan, near Tokyo. I'll go through Tokyo, and out the other side, and on to Beijing. Bit more steel. Nothing else I want. Asia Eastport. Alright, now where am I? I'm going to Beijing, and the easiest way of getting there is straight out that way. It'll take me a little while to go through Tokyo. Well, not Tokyo, through Japan and out the other side and through the Koreas. But once I've done that, at least we'll be a little closer to completing this Oceania quest. Okay, I want that. I want the wooden windows. Nothing else out of all that stuff that's in that city is of any use to me right now. I definitely need lotus flowers as one of the things which is of importance to me when I come through this part of the world. Because if memory serves me correctly, I think it's just up here somewhere. That one? Yes. I still need another 649 lotus flowers for that one city. I've delivered 351, and that's taken me a while. Because the only place I can get them is in Japan. I'll take the wooden windows. I don't need the wasabi. Because every place that wants a wasabi up to this point has had their full quota delivered. Time for a nice little train cleaning. On to good old Osaka. Yeehaw, some lotus flowers. And I can actually use the soy sauce. Maybe not immediately, but when I head into South America, I believe is when that becomes useful. I have some already in my depot, so... Oh, here we go. It's the Lizard Prince. It's nicely done, that one. Okay, and we're... Oh, let the little deer hop onto my train. And we're back on the road again. Burst of speed. To make up for lost time, there goes the deer. Flying through the air on the bottom of a helicopter. As we come into Oceania. Silk, I need a load of that. Oh yes, I picked up a load of stuff that I won't need from that wonderful encounter. Korean spring water I don't need pearls anymore. Everything else on my train is actually useful. On to Hiroshima. But that will, of course, allow me to complete any jobs that require cargo collection, because you collect quite a lot of cargo from that wonderful Lizard Prince encounter. I've apparently fulfilled a load of other jobs. Well, I'll come back and get some more jobs in a second. Let's get this train moving. I want the rice. That's useful somewhere in Pakistan, I believe. That's the only thing there. They're very used to me. So let me head back to the jobs. That's what I needed to go get a load more. It's going to be a lot of travel 621 miles or 1,000 kilometers if you prefer type jobs, which is all very nice and wonderful, but they all tend to end around the same time because they all start around the same sort of time. At least I've got a full quota of jobs for the moment. As we're on our way to Busan, South Korea. I don't need the wasabi or the water chestnuts. That's everything I need. Let's head to Seoul. That way is probably going to be... It's probably about equidistant. If I go left that way, there's nothing I want in either of those three cities. At least that one, there's something I want. I don't think there's anything in there that's useful. Oh, that one's tea, and I don't have 166 tea currently available. So I'll go. Yep, that's got stuff I want. So, oh, it does help if I set a waypoint. I set a waypoint over there. How's this wonderful thick grape car doing? It's getting there slowly. everything I want from Soul. Ah, day is dawning. You can tell my train is pink again. Oh, good. My happy cube car is ready for its level up to level 2. You have to wait a second, but I'll take the wood windows and the silk and the rice and the daikon, some soy sauce, and that's everything I need out of that place. Right, let's level you up to level 2. You've got a long way to go to level 3, and you haven't got that far to go to level 2, but probably going to be longer than this episode before you upgrade. And it sounds like all my jobs, which I started around the same time, are now finishing all around the same time. Yep. So go from 10 jobs to 4. Completed 6 jobs. Need 2 more jobs. That'll do. 1 more job. Oh, I could. It's one of those jobs I could have actually done very easily. Never mind. Okay. And then there was anything at Shenyang I actually wanted. I could use bamboo, but I really don't intend to pick it up now. So, off we go to Beijing. Once I've gone through that bit of the quest, which is 2-11, there'll be 12, 13, 14. There's 4 more bits of this quest to go. It'd be nice if they put them somewhere close together. But I've been travelling around this much for so long, I think I'd be shocked if they actually had 2 parts of the quest close together. $330 more miles, and 320, 310, 300 miles, and I get to do the next bit of the quest. I really am looking forward to the end of this quest. It has taken me from Russia to America, back to Russia, to Australia, back to Russia, to Europe, back to America, now back to Australia, to Asia, back to Australia, to Europe, then yeah, it's been a long series of quests, this one. And one last burst of speed. Juan! Hey Lance, what's going on? You said this was pretty urgent. We are on a time-sensitive mission. We have reason to believe that Harold Blackwell has been in contact with you. No? Isn't he in a cell in Russia? That information is top secret, Juan. Sorry. I haven't spoken to him. Mr. Higgs has come by, as well as Cyril and Gretchen Krauss. What did they come to see you about? Mr. Higgs was really interested in my AI. Cyril was asking about some technology I'd never heard of. Gretchen's visit was the strangest one. She wanted to talk about teleportation of all things. Trek Wars? Gretchen doesn't look like much of a science fiction fan. She wanted to partner up. I thought it was interesting, but I really couldn't say more than that. Thanks for everything, Juan. You gave us a good clue. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I don't know. How would I know what you're thinking? We need to find Gretchen. Maybe Nika can help us out this time. Nika, we need to locate Gretchen Krause. Our sources indicate she's in New Orleans. Seriously? Excellent. Crew, it sounds like we need to head to New Orleans. Cyril, did you get me the information I requested? Juan has no clue what you're talking about. That means that my son has it. I don't think Mr. Higgs or Carter know what kind of technology they have in that train. They just have one of the 3 devices I need to finish my teleportation technology. The last is the Mask of El Dorado, and I know just the thief to acquire it for us. Struth. Getting convoluted with their plot. Okay. Now I need to go to New Orleans. Well, I think needs a pretty big word. Just checking. There's nothing in here that's urgently required by me, so... Oh, might as well zoom out. Okay, is there an easy way of getting to New Orleans? I could do it by boat. Well, what I think I'll probably do is just set a waypoint up there and watch as it tracks its way across the world. The next time I come into the game, I should be in my depot. Then it's a short hop down to New Orleans, as and when I so desire to do it. That seems quite reasonable to me. So with that done, that's where I'm going to end this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed, or at least enjoying hopefully the conclusion of this chapter of the story. And I hope to see you down the track in the near future. Cheerio!